Oop. I thought it was gonna bite me for a second. It was like, I'm not fucking with you, girl. Hey you guys, so welcome back to my YouTube, Life with Psyche. Today we're gonna be doing a question and answer. I put a poll on this page to see what video you all would like to get next from me. I should have done an introduction video first, but I didn't think people cared to like get to know me and would rather just like see the things I'm doing. So people sent me like a bunch of questions and I'm gonna go over that in this video. But I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to subscribe, comment, like. Let's get into the video. Thanks so much for watching. Let's see. So one of them was moving away from home, starting over, who's my favorite people, how do I make the most out of life, what's my favorite song, finding myself questions, spirituality questions, coming out questions, how I'm able to move, what it means to me to be able to move, and yeah, just more like childhood questions. So we're gonna get into that. I feel like I should start at a child so we can like just build up. So me as a child, I was really timid. I was really shy. I'm still shy, I would say, but people think I'm very like extroverted. Growing up, I was like an only child for 10 years. Then my mom had a little boy, so I have one brother. And I grew up in like a really bad part of Chicago. I grew up like really underprivileged. I wasn't a privileged child at all. So I moved around Chicago a lot too. I didn't really have too many friends as a kid. Again, like I've always been really to myself and I wasn't allowed to have friends like that. I grew up in a very Christian household. It was extremely over-controlling, overbearing, very strict. I wasn't allowed to do anything, wasn't allowed to express myself, wear anything that I wanted to wear, have the friends I wanted to have any opinions, things like that. So it was always like a goal of mine to move out. That's like the only thing I had my mind set on ever since I was like 4. Like I'm always saying I'm gonna move, I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna go do something different with my life. I can like do an actual video on that because that, I feel like that's a longer video. So moving away, I moved out of my family's house when I was 16. I got kicked out when I was 16. Not for like having bad grades or anything. I've always had really good grades. I've always been on all that good stuff. But I was kicked out for being gay and for not like being a carbon copy of my mother. And she wanted to like live through me, basically have like a second chance at a younger life, and she like put that on me. She was very overbearing. We don't have any type of connection or relationship. It's just me. So I just be going through the motions, figuring out life, getting everything done that I can on my own since I was 16. I bounced like house to house when I was a teenager in like my younger 20 years. So I would live with friends and live with partners and just save until I was able to move. The first time I actually moved into my own place though, and like on my own, it was during COVID. And during COVID I told myself I'm gonna save all those COVID relief checks that we had and use those to move. And then I moved to Arizona. Arizona was really nice. It was a change of pace. I felt like I was very out of my comfort zone in Arizona. The people were different, the culture was different. I told myself I would move back, but now I'm at a place where I feel like once you go somewhere, you have your time there and then you're supposed to go somewhere else. So I don't think. So somebody asked me, how am I able to move around? In my head, I told myself moving to a different state is the same as moving down the street. The only difference is you're just gonna be paying like for a flight. So you're just paying maybe $200 more than you would for moving into a place in your own area. But yeah, I would just say just literally believe in yourself. If there's a place that you want to live, stop settling and staying in one area forever, because you actually have one life, and the place that you're born 9 times out of 10 is not the place you're supposed to be. Me, I just feel like I was meant to see the entire world. I do want to move out of the country. That's going to be like something different. Like that save and that move is going to be extremely drastic and like mind-boggling. Like you just have to have discipline, and you have to actually believe in yourself. Get a second job, detach from things you may need to detach from at home. Maybe you have like a lot of family that depend on you. You just have to like blank them out in your mind, or you're in a relationship but you want to live in a different state. Try to ask them to move with you. If they're not gonna like comply or meet you halfway with that, then just move. Like you only get one life, you get one chance, you get one you. You're not gonna be able to do as much as you want to the more that time goes on, like health and responsibilities and things that like hinder you being able to be so free. I just live life. Literally, I just live life. But no, it means a lot to me to be able to. I'm really happy that I have like the mindset that I have, because that like keeps my head on straight, since I don't really have like a backbone to lay on. It's like everything that I want to do, I have to do it. I don't really have help from anyone. I don't have support. I don't have like people checking in on me really to make sure everything's fine. Like it's just me. I say, okay, I want to do something, then I go do it. You're successful at it. Just like believe in yourself, set goals, and actually like write them down in a notebook. I journaled everything. I tracked my money saving. I looked up apartments, I looked up areas, I looked up videos, and I wrote it all down. And then I checked it off like month by month and like week by week. So that like helps. Set like one small goal that has like a big like box with a bow on it at the end. Say you live in Texas but you want to live in Florida. Just buy a one-way flight to Florida, look up apartments. It's just like think like that. Don't hold on to material items, use them for your benefit, and make sure to get things that you can flip. Starting over as in after Arizona or after Chicago, or like now. I don't know which one you guys mean, but as a whole, starting over is like really, really hard, honestly, because like you're going to a new place, a new environment. You don't know even like a grocery store. You're not used to the weather, you're not used to the people, you don't know anyone, you don't have family. So it's like starting over is weird, but it's really cool to be able to like be a new person in every single space, and like you get to reform your identity and be like a better version of yourself every time people meet you. So that's really, really cool. Chicago to Arizona, it was just really exciting, because like I went from like a dark, low income, toxic, hostile, dangerous environment to being able to like walk on the streets at night, to having clean water, to having electricity, to having food, to being able to gain weight because I'm not malnourished anymore, my skin clearing up, my hair getting longer, me learning what like life is actually about. I was like really stuck in a you're only going to be here mindset, and I feel like that's the mindset a lot of people from Chicago have. Like they just grow up on one block and they stay in that one block because they don't have anybody to motivate them. So you just have to get out of that. Like you just have to reprogram your brain and know that like there's so much more to life than that. Arizona, however, once I did adapt to Arizona and moving here to Houston, I feel like that was my most like personal start over. That was like a lot to go through, and I'm still going through that now. I feel like my life right now is at a extreme halt. Like there's nothing crazy, chaotic, or like painful or stressful going on. So it's like something I'm adapting to. Just having like a normal, calm, quality life. It's kind of weird, but it's like really nice at the same time. There's a bunch of people getting shy. Yeah. But me right now, I would say like starting over from Chicago to Arizona, I was like really depressed. And I was really depressed starting over from Arizona here. So now it's like a rebirth, and it's me being able to fully pour into myself without like a toxic home environment and without like the toxic things I was going through in Arizona. I don't have anything attached to me here. Like, it's just a clear breeze, and like everybody just sees me as the woman I am today, which is kind of cool. Intermission. You guys asked what my favorite song is. That's really difficult because I have multiple favorite songs from like multiple people, artists. Obviously, my favorite artist is The Weeknd. Everybody should know this. You should know this. Did you ace this quiz? And if not, now you know. The one that I've been listening to the most lately, and that just like makes me feel so good, is Thursday. Thursday has been on repeat like crazy. Also Mac Miller, I would say Cinderella and Skin, the whole Divine Feminine album was 20,000 out of 10. And then 070, her song Skin and Bones, listen to that on repeat too. So, and Cigarettes After Sex, actually. I like Opera House. It's like when I'm in a really sad mood and I just need to cry, just like when I'm watching The Notebook. That's how you like get it out. Who's my favorite people? But if you're saying a celebrity, somebody that I really look up to, like externally, because I don't know this person at all, but if I was to carry myself in any way as a woman, where I really want to get to, if you guys know an actress named Taylor Russell, I just love her energy and her voice, and like her fashion, everything about her is just beautiful. Like, she's so feminine. Or this influencer named Annihilator, just how she speaks. She's so confident and powerful in the way that she like carries herself and the way she speaks, and I hope just like my delivery one day is way more confident and less shy, and it could be more like her. And in London, just like listening to her on podcasts, she's just so powerful and just like a God-fearing woman, and like incredible. She had like the biggest loss of her life, and you didn't see her shine leave at all, so I would say her too. I don't want their baby to be in the back. I'm gonna blur that out. I'm gonna blur out baby. How do I make the most out of life? Like I said before, I basically just live it. Like, any thought that comes to my mind, if I say I want to like hop out of a plane tomorrow, I'm hopping out of a plane tomorrow. If I say I'm moving, like I have a dream and I say I'm moving to Alaska or Antarctica, I'm doing it. I just make sure to do right by me. Like, I date myself every day. I go to the park a lot just because that's what I like to do. I'm starting the content to hopefully reach out to people that are more like me, and I don't want to get older and have like regrets, and you never know when you're gonna be sick or when something's gonna happen to you, and you do only get one life. So I just try to do everything I possibly can in as short amount of time as possible. Like, I do a lot. I have so many hobbies, so many activities. I'm a master of nothing, but I'm good at everything. And then finding myself spiritually, I would say right now I'm at like a standstill. I was really spiritual like a few years ago. Like, I always had my Palo Santo, I always had sage, I always was charging crystals, had my moon water, was up to date on the cycles of the moon and my angel numbers and my path number, and it just became like more of a job than like something I was really needing. So I kind of took a step back from it. I'm still spiritual, obviously, but like I got everything I needed in that time, and I want to get back into it. I feel like right now, which I've noticed from a lot of spiritual girlies who I was like connected with on social media, they've taken a step back from spirituality too. Like, we all did at the same time, which is kind of crazy. And now a lot of them are like Christian, or like are looking into Islam and are Muslim now, and it's like really cool to see. Me personally, I'm interested in Buddhism, and of course like reading the Quran again. I never finished it, but I read like some of it, and I actually found like a really pretty book that translates Arabic into English. Like, it has both, so I wanted to get that book so I can also get better at my Arabic. Since I love Arabic, Arabic is like the most beautiful language on earth to me. I love it. It's so romantic and just like powerful in the way they deliver it. I'm like leaning more toward having like a religion and being more stern on the way I carry myself and the way I speak and the things I want to participate in and don't want to participate in, and what I won't allow and what I will. So I want to dig into those too. I'm still spiritual. I still believe in the universe. Still have 444 tattooed on me. I still cleanse my area, have my incense, things like that, but I don't have like a spiritual routine anymore. It's kind of sad, but it's also like relieving. Even all of my evil eye bracelets, like, they broke, and I was just like, does this mean that chapter for me is done? They just kept popping, and then I just didn't have an urge to like get them or cover myself in anything anymore. I didn't like need it. I don't need it anymore. I don't have any like bad juju or malice in my life. Very peaceful, like that. Okay, and lastly, my coming out story time. I do not have one. I'm so sorry to disappoint you, but like, I've always been gay. I was like bi when I was younger. Like, I've always loved women. I've always complimented women. I've always had women crushes. I never had like a man crush. I'm not really attracted to masculine energy. I like softness and someone very, very emotional, because I feel like I have a lot of masculine energy and I'm really, really stubborn and headstrong. So having somebody to like mellow me out and get me to like understand things better is what I'm like attracted to. And I feel like, of course, men can be feminine and have feminine ways, but I feel like just like a woman, they just are so nurturing and caring and just beautiful. And you like admire them, and it's like, I can also be with you. Like, I can admire you. You could be my friend and you could be my partner. That's just so cool to me. Growing up, I had like one boyfriend. He was really nice actually, and people ask me like, did something happen for you to, you know, full-blown shift gears? And I'm like, no, I just realized with him that that's not what I wanted my life to be connected to, and I didn't have any like real feelings in that relationship. It was really short. It was like 2 months. So yeah, whereas like with women, I've been with them 3, 4, 5 years plus. My 2 relationships, they took up my entire older high school years up to like my younger 20s. And my friends just asked me, they're like, are you gay? Like, we never see you with a boy, you never talk about boys, you're always so excited around girls. And I'm like, maybe I might be. It was like kind of weird, and it took me a minute to be comfortable enough to like tell people like, hey, I'm gay, like I like women, because they do judge you and they act a little weird every time, but like there's nothing wrong with you. People are just like adapting to the thought that like a woman can actually be with a woman and a man can be with a man. But I feel like now it's like easier. When I was like younger, it was a lot going on. Like they thought it was like a disease or something, like they could catch being gay at my school. I was just like, please. It wasn't hard for me. Everybody was really, really accepting. My mom, of course, she's Christian, so she didn't accept it. That's how I moved out and got kicked out. But I told myself that has nothing to do with me. You're just you just have this mindset. I can't fix or change it, but I won't tolerate it. Like, if you don't accept me as I am and the person I am, I've grown to learn like I don't want that in my life. I shouldn't have to change or cover or adjust anything for anybody. Like, you should see me and learn me and be like, that's my daughter, that's my cousin, that's my partner, that's my friend. And if you don't like it, then you just don't like me. That's just how I feel. And I know a lot of people struggle with it and are still in the closet and are still questioning. But just, I don't know, just explore. Just figure out what you're attracted to, figure out what you're not attracted to. It might be both, it might be neither, it might be yourself, it might be a woman, a man, you know? It's not the end of the world, just figure it out. Just dive in. I didn't have like a very dramatic coming out at all. remind everybody, like new people, so they don't get like the wrong idea. I came out like as lesbian though, I think like my senior year of high school, because I even went to prom with a girl, which was like very like whoa back then. But like nobody said anything because like we looked so good. Yeah, I never had like a sit down talk with anyone or like lost friends or anything. I literally didn't go through anything. Coming out as gay was probably like the least stressful, least dramatic time of my life. I feel like when you see me and speak to me and how I apply myself in society, it's like obviously like she loves women. For others, I know it's really, really hard. Like it's really hard wanting to be like accepted and wanting to be loved by the people around you, trying to find yourself. I'm just praying for everybody out there who aren't in a good place, like with their family, with their friends, that's not really being accepted, that doesn't have a roof over their head because of this, that's not comfortable enough to come out, that's still struggling with that. It's really hard. It's really, really hard. So I'm praying for you guys. Well, thanks guys for listening to my introduction video. It's been nice talking to you. I hope I answered your questions. If you have anything else or any more comments or anything like that, feel free to reach out to me. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to comment, like, I really appreciate it.